Hi, David again from concertblogger.com. Today I have the great privilege of sitting down with the Cerny Brothers band out of California via Illinois, I believe. Hi, how are you guys today?
Doing great.
I'm good.
Thanks for taking some time out of your busy schedule to sit down and talk to us. We really appreciate it. So first of all, let's introduce everyone in the band and what you do in the band.
Hi, I'm Robert Anderson. I play drums.
I'm Robert Cerny. I play banjo and I sing.
I'm Scott Cerny. I play guitar and I sing a little.
I'm Albert Hickman and I play the bass and mandolin.
Hi, well welcome. Thanks to a very busy day for you guys today. I think you were over at the iHeartRadio studios earlier today, I believe I saw in your Facebook feed and such, doing a little thing over there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a nice little lounge area. Well, it's called the Lounge.
The Dunkin' Donuts Lounge or something.
Coffee Lounge, yeah.
Yeah, hey, iced coffee lounge. Nothing wrong with that. They actually have free iced coffee there.
Yeah, they did, but they didn't have.
It was donuts. It was.
Didn't have donuts. Come on, it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
We're giving them a big plug here on our video. We have nothing to do with them.
Our label said they're getting us donuts. Ducky said he's going to get us donuts tomorrow morning. So.
Oh, okay, great. Well, maybe.
That's the least I could do. Come all the way out here. Los Angeles, I mean, come on.
So you guys are out here promoting your new album. You have a new album that's just about to drop. It's a full length album.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
And well, the name of it is
Sleeping Giant.
Sleeping Giant. Yes, I'm sorry, just a little bit off there. I'm kind of taking my questions out of order here today. I don't know what happened there. So that's coming out next month, I believe.
Yes, May 12th.
The 12th. Okay. Well, how did you guys come up with the idea that hey, let's do a full length album and let's make this?
I think for us, like the album just seemed more attractive because it's more of a book rather than like a magazine for me.
Oh, that's great. It's a great.
And maybe it's becoming like outdated or. But I still think there's kind of weight to that album. We kind of felt that we're like, oh, we want to make an album. There was a lot of songs that we were playing for a while live across the country, and then we were fortunate enough to go up to Bear Creek Studios in Seattle. Well, Woodinville, technically, it's right by Seattle, and work with the producers who did Lumineers and Brandi Carlile, which is people that we were excited about, and yeah, we just made it an awesome album up there.
I think too, part of it's like we just had a lot of songs that we wanted to record, and
you had the material, you'd been working on it for a long time, and it just seemed like the right thing to do to put it all in one package type of thing.
It's like some of the songs we've been playing for like 2 years, and then other ones we were newly excited about, but we wanted to get them all. So you never know when you're going to get a chance to record again,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of funny too that this guy Sufjan Stevens, the artist, he put out a statement recently that said the album has no significance in today's culture anymore, and then he released an album like a week after.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think, and it is it's a lot of work when you can because we were able to focus, sit in one place up there, like this kind of like gorgeous wooded area around like where we were in this kind of like, it used to be a dairy farm I think way back, so that was kind of like this gorgeous setting, and it takes a lot of work to kind of sit down and knock it all out, versus and not to, I think everyone's trying to, we have friends who just released an EP, we have friends who do album, there's a lot of different things that people are doing. Everyone's trying to like, I think, find the answer to kind of a successful career, whether that be an EP at the time or an album, but so honestly, I don't want to necessarily say an EP is bad, an album is good or whatnot. But yeah, I think an album was right for
you at this point, and with these songs. So let's discuss a little bit about your music and what kind of music you make.
Yeah, I mean, ever since we were little, I think we were just always very creative people, and that kind of saw its being in music, also in movies. We were always really interested in movies, so I think there was always this unspoken thing with us too that we were going to go out west, even when we were really young. Even though we didn't
Hollywood.
we didn't talk about it. We were like, no, that's where we're gonna go. And then we both finished college, and then we were like, and then it became a reality. We headed out there. We took everything we owned and to start a music career, and also kind of have our hand in movies. And then we were fortunate enough to meet Albie over here at a recording session. Immediately took a liking to this guy. and then we met Robert actually through Albie as well, and so you know, they helped us kind of get a
meld together. It's you know, and I think that having a long history as brothers together and playing the same music, you know each other probably better than anyone ever could. And you know, because I really feel like music is more of a language than it is anything else, and you know, you speak the same language.
Sure.
But it's also really important to get other people's you know, that's great for in a certain context and a certain thing, but to take it to the next level, you need other people's ideas, whereas your ideas maybe are a lot alike because you have the same stimuli and the same things that have gone into making your experience, whereas these other guys can bring in, they're bringing in this different sound, this different thing. Is that what you found?
I think with us sometimes we generally agree on a principle, but there are some times where we even disagree, and you know, it's like, it's pretty like, whoa, that's a huge disagreement or something like that. So I wouldn't even say necessarily we even always agree on things, but generally, yeah, I think there's a sense of oneness and a sense of like we agree on the same principle, and I think we've kind of like have that relationship even with Albie and Robert too, where like there's, you know, we all just love music, and I think that's really important to start there, because we've actually played with people before that, I don't know, you know, music, it makes them happy and they like it, but these guys, everyone in this room, we love music, and so we all just want to make something great, and that's always at the forefront of anything that we do, and that's always, I think, really what makes it work, is we're all kind of on that same page.
On the same page, exactly. Awesome. So now, when you started out, you've really gone through this whole big. You've almost touched on almost every genre, I think. In reading about you guys, you started out as a punk band, and then went to thrash metal.
We have this documentary that Robert filmed when we were in high school, and it's called what's it called?
There's no name.
It was basically this.
Not a wide release.
It was this festival out in the middle of nowhere called Killer Palooza, and it was like we played in a hardcore cover band for that show, and like it was all of our friends, and every single band was just screaming. It was all hardcore, and it was all just like no one was really there, but like all these kids were so angsty, and we all had like pretty decent, you know, middle class upbringings. And it was like, why is everyone so angry? But like the documentary, to watch it now, is like hilarious and just like interesting that like everyone was feeling this. And I mean, I think still today we try and bring a little bit of that, you know,
it's always kind of with us, I think.
Yeah, that primal like urge to play and really say something, as opposed to just kind of like go, you know, half-assed, I guess.
Yeah,
that's one thing. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, even in, you know, when we grew up, like in Illinois, there was like young kids were listening to that. It was punk, it was like hardcore, and it was, whether it was good or not, and there was definitely an energy to it, an intensity, and that was kind of cool to see, because it was seeing young people just being young people, just
ripping it out,
screaming and shredding, and
yeah.
It's kind of a scene. It was a scene. I mean, but it was kind of cool.
That's awesome. Well, it's awesome that you also you incorporate that into what your sound is now, because I know. In your previous, with your previous release, it was more of an Americana kind of folkish kind of thing, whereas this seems to be the new album seems to be a little bit more American rock and roll kind of type of thing.
Yeah.
And it seems like you've gone through all these different phases, but you've taken all these different little bits and pieces of the things that the different songs that you've played and the different music that you've played, and brought it into your own stuff now, and it makes you a more of a sound that's a unique sound.
Yeah, it's interesting because like the record we recorded the last time, there was no electric guitar at all. It was just acoustic songs, and then we got into the studio this time. We were looking at the list of songs, and we were like chopping them down to get the final list, and we were like, whoa, there's almost no acoustic guitar on the record. It's all electric. And it wasn't necessarily like a choice to like go electric per se, but it is like there's a thing too. It's like there's nothing more fun than playing an electric guitar with like a groove, you know, and like a big sound, and like those big kind of American sounds and those American bands, like, you know, have inspired us our whole lives, and it's kind of cool to be able to, you know,
emulate that and a little bit of bring it to life a little bit.
Yeah.
Cool. So you've just played a string of West Coast dates. You just got done with it. Had to be like 15 or 20 dates all in a row there. How did that go?
20 dates, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
About like and we were out for what, like a month and a half.
Yeah.
It was cool. We toured with a band called the Giving Tree Band that we actually did our first record with. They're based out of Yorkville, Illinois, close to Chicago, and they're just an intense group of very funny and just very unique guys, and so that made it very interesting. Specifically, what was it? I'm going to touch on Oakland one. We played a show in Oakland that actually turned out to be a great show, but then right when we got off, we realized that both of our vans had been hit by a robber.
Oh no!
The glass was broke, and so it was that was a night of talk about, because it went from the show turning out really great. It was like this high,
the highest of highs,
it was a low, and then they went on and put on a great show. So then that was back up high, and we're like, no, we're okay, even though things have been taken from us.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
I think it's just, again, what I was saying earlier, it's just a passion. It's a sort of oneness, and sort of we want to make something that's really great, that's really special, and that's kind of what keeps us going. But, as far as having a major label that would just pay for everything, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool, yeah, but no, it just doesn't work like that anymore, I don't think.
We have a great label that's actually based out of New York called Crying Music Group that actually made this last album possible.
Awesome.
So, and they're just a couple blocks from here. But
yeah, they're a great small little label. I know
Yeah.
a few other bands that are on that label. Martha's Vineyard Ferries, I believe, are on that label, and a few others. So you have the first single of the album called Porch Lights. I heard something about you're going to be doing a video for that. Is that a possibility?
We filmed a music video for it in Los Alamos, California. We were looking for a place that could kind of resemble the Midwest or middle of the country, and living in LA, that's kind of tough. It's really tough to film in LA with all the regulations and the fees and stuff. So yeah, we went up there and filmed a music video for a few days, and it's on YouTube now. So.
Oh, awesome! I didn't realize that. Oh, great. We'll go check it out. And you have a YouTube channel, and you have well, first of all, why don't we just tell them what your website is?
TheCernyBrothers.com.
Very easy, very quick and easy. Sometimes people, a lot of bands have to add in music at the end or something else. So
this, find it.
Yeah, exactly. Or there's one band that just had a female's first name. That's the name of the band. How do you find that online? Yeah, I've seen every celebrity with that first name, but so it makes it a little bit difficult. So the CernyBrothers.com is where to go. Any ideas on any future touring here in the East Coast? Are we ever going to get to see you? I know we have you tonight here in New York, but are there any other shows planned?
Not at the moment.
Hopefully very soon, yeah. We'll see in the next coming months.
A lot of different things are going to happen with the new album coming out, and kind of you have to play it by ear, I think, a little bit as to where to put your energies and your resources to.
And this is our first album that's ever been on the radio at all, so there's some support behind it, and
getting the word out there, getting new people that maybe haven't heard of you. I know it was really funny. I was watching. I looked on your Facebook page, and you played a show last night or the night before. Somewhere, and there were 2 or 3 comments specifically saying, "Oh, I've never heard of you guys before, but I can't wait to get to the album. I can't wait till that album comes out."
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really a cool thing that you kind of find a new fan or new fans that maybe hadn't heard of you, but that's where it all starts. Getting that word out, and hopefully we're getting the word out a little bit about you guys. And you're going to sit down and do a little acoustic song for us here in a moment. And we really appreciate you sitting down and taking some time out of your busy schedule to talk to us. It's very, very welcome, and we look forward to seeing a little bit more about you guys out on the road.
Cool.
Thanks a lot.